right? And just find what you want to do, or find a series of things you think you might be interested in that your skills are well suited to, and then start getting hands-on experience. And before you know it, you would find what you have a passion for, and then you can now start developing. Maybe if you need certifications, you can start looking for that. If you need more courses, more training, and all that. And you can't also discount the power of volunteering. Sometimes maybe the job that you're looking for is not exactly right there at your fingertips. Obviously, we're in Nigeria, we know that jobs aren't that easy to get back. So you probably just want to volunteer to actually do things. There was this course that I took on Harvard X, for coding for beginners, really. And then one of the courses, because I encouraged us to actually build a website, and actually tried to build a website. So it's possible that you take all these courses, to get on it, try and build something that you can show someone and say, oh, I actually did this, I built this. So just do it, really.
Thank you, Habibat. Madonna, advice?
So I'm going last. I think that the most important thing is that people should look for something to create value, right? In every aspect. Going into tech, it is based on the fact that I want to solve a problem, and how can I solve this problem? There is no business that is easy. There is no skill that is easy to get. You just need to focus on something and be excited about it. Excited to learn more, get mentors. It's very important to have mentors, because when I started, I didn't know anything in tech, even though I'm not in tech, but I had to learn. There were nights where I had to try to build a website just to even understand how it works. I took courses in Coursera, so that when people are talking about it, I actually have something to say, but that was not my field. I was in operations, but for me to even operate, I had to know some things about, coding languages. Sometimes I'll sit with my co-founders, I'll say, talk to me like a child. What exactly is this thing? And then they had to be patient with me to explain it to me. And then I went out of my way to find out, okay, this thing that this guy said, is it true? And all of that. So learning in terms of coming into tech is just, what field are you in and how does tech apply to it? That's how I see it, because I'm not core tech. So, and that's how I've grown, in my space. And that's how I'm able to have a seat at the table and have conversations around, technology. What do I want people to see? How do I want my customers to view my products? How can I create a customer service? How can I create loyalty? Stuff like that. And then it's a software company. So just to, crown it all, women, we are multifaceted, if I can use that word. We can do anything, right? We take care of children at home. We come to work. We feed our husbands. We have everything going on for us. I love, women empowerment, because everybody say, oh, you're pro-women, you're pro-women. You can't say anything bad about women and all that, because I believe that we're just too special, like somewhere, and people don't understand us, but that's okay, And I always fight for more women in my company. Come on, let's rule the world. Let's come on, we're this kind of special being. And I want more women coming into the tech space, more women coming into business spaces, finance, products, because I feel that we are all-rounder. We think through the process. Everything, men, they'll just go half. We will go full. Before they get there, we're already there. It's not like we're just waiting. Just come, we are there. And they'll say, oh, wow, is that what you mean? Is that how you say it? Stuff like that. So at the end of the day, happy Women's Day. Please, I want more women in tech so that we have a say, we can talk about things. Let's build more communities so that when girls are coming out from school, they are comfortable enough to say that this is, the place that I want to end up, and this is the kind of dream I want to dream. and stuff like that. So thank you, Kende and Global Accelerex for, putting up these events. I'm really glad to be part of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Madonna. I mean, we can't say it enough. You need to acquire more knowledge. You need to take courses. You need to attend trainings to get into the tech space and to grow. I mean, not just in the tech space, in any sector you find yourself. If you want to make progress, you need to just acquire more skills. And Madonna, don't go just yet. I'm going to prove to you that you are not the last, because I have one more question for you. How soon do you think we'll have a unicorn with a female CEO?
Well, so my dream, like I think I always say, is that one day maybe I'll no longer be the COO, I'll be the CEO managing a unicorn company. A girl can dream, right? So I think that women are already doing it all over the world. If we are talking about Nigeria, yes, we're getting there. We're not there yet, but you just might be surprised, maybe something is cooking somewhere and, somebody is coming up soon. I hope that, we're there. And trust me, I wish it's someone from Nigeria, because I'll just go to the person's office and say, we're together, or, stuff like that.
No, I mean, what about you? I mean, we don't know what you're cooking,
Like I just said, I'm ready. Let's go.
Yeah, I like that. We're all behind you. Omotayo, do you agree with Madonna? How soon do you think we'll have a female CEO in the unicorn?
I think very soon. I've seen some very interesting things going on in tech, and they're being driven by some very powerful women. And I'm very enthusiastic about it. And I think very, very soon, sooner than we expect, we're going to see some moves.
Well, we're all rooting for that. Thank you so much, Omotayo. Jessica and Habibat, do you see us having a female president in the next election?
Okay, so I'll try and go first. Kelly, I don't believe in magic, right? I mean, it's just all happen because we wish it to. I mean, and of course we do wish it to, right? I mean, like Madonna said, women were multifaceted. We think through the process. We are very, we are all-rounders, right? Men, they are more linear, they just think one way. Women think through the entire thing, and we can multitask, we're able to do things. So I do think that Nigeria could benefit from having a female president, right? But do I see it happening now? I don't think so, because if that's the case, by now we should have at least one credible female contender, and I do not think that we do. And so, there's a process for these things. We know that we're in Nigeria, so there's a process. And so if someone is going to emerge as the next president, by now we should have started seeing signs. And right now we just don't have that yet. Yes.
So it's wishful thinking for this, for the next one.
But then again, having said that, again, anything can happen, right? Anything can happen. So just maybe. Yeah.
All right. Jessica.
Okay. If I say this election, like next year, I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure about that. But if I say maybe down the line, yes, definitely. It'll be a miracle, if we get one for this election. A big miracle, where anything can happen, like Habibat has said. But I don't see that happening. But maybe in the next, give or take 16 years, we might be looking at such. But right now, no, not really. I don't even think Nigeria is ready for it.
So women, we're all, so the ball is in our court right now. We're saying that we're not out there. We've not, when people are not hearing about us in the political space, we don't have any candidate yet. So it's nobody's fault but ours, right? So women, let's get out there and get ready, not just to rule the business community, but also the political space. Thank you so much to our wonderful panelists. You've given us so much information, so much insight. Thank you for this robust discussion. My head is spinning with all the information I've garnered today. And I hope you've all enjoyed and gained valuable from this session. It's time to take all your questions that has been dropped in the chat box. So I'll take the first questions from Helen. Helen Michael says, what skills are required if you don't have a tech background? I think that question has been answered, but I mean, one of our panelists can just take the question. What skills are required if you don't have a tech background? Who would want to take that? Habibat, would you like to help us with that?
I actually do think that question is related more to the core tech stuff, so I may not be able to help very well with that question. I mean, do you mean, yes?
But what skills are required if you don't have a tech background?
I mean, again, it depends on which of where you want to go, right? Do you want to go into core tech, or do you want to just provide services in the tech industry, right? So that will determine what skills. So it's not a question that you can answer in silo, right? You need to know what do you want to do. So if it's core tech, obviously you're going to need to be able to code, right? You're going to need to be at least basic knowledge of technology and how to use it to solve problems. For other areas of the industry, you need to be a problem solver. I think it was Madonna that said it, like you need to have the can-do spirit, obviously. So so again, you need to determine which of the areas are you going for, and then you can now start figuring out which of the skills that you're going to need to get them.
Thank you, Habibat. Titilayo Akonde says, as a customer care representative, what course can I apply for? Jessica Omotayo, can you help with that?
Okay. Jessica, go first.
Okay. So customer care representative. Courses. So there are a lot of courses that I know that a couple of my friends in customer care representative roles do, but they are not, I wouldn't say they are certification-wise courses. They are just more like knowledge-based kind of things. And you can actually find that just by going on Coursera or Udemy and just basically just type in customer care representative, and a whole bunch of courses are just going to come at you.
Oh, okay.
To say there's like a specific for me, right? I wouldn't say there's a specific course or so that you should take for something like customer care representative. Really, that's the way I say it.
Okay, so Jessica, there's another question for you. Adeniran LL.B says she read agriculture like you, and to go into tech, do I need to be very good in mathematics?
No. So I think everybody has said this quite a lot, is tech is broad. So when you say going to tech, which area of tech are you going into? It's really huge. And I don't think maths is a core thing needed for tech, right? Except you are going into certain areas, maybe around machine learning and stuff like that. You may need to know a bit about maths, but even coding, because you have some logical things that you need to do sometimes, right? You need to know some bit, but I don't think you have to be Einstein in maths actually to go into it. So it all depends on what area of tech she's talking about as well. If you're going into UX design, if you're going to product management, not really.
Thank you. Abesimek Apanekam. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. If I didn't, I apologize. He's asking, what really does it take to transition into the tech world? Madonna, would you like to help us with that?
Well, into the tech world, what are you doing? Like, where are you coming from to transition into it? Tech is broad. What do you want to achieve? And, courses, again, Google should be your best friend. We actually don't know how that works, like how important it is. Trust me, I use it all the time. Like down to I want to feed my baby. What would he eat? That's how bad I go. How do I brush my teeth? Sometimes I ask stupid questions just to even see what comes up. So I think we should use Google to ask a lot of questions. And trust me, there's a lot of content for what you're looking for. So transitioning, you need to know what you want to get into, where you are, what kind of courses you want to take. And mentorship is very important. You know, people that have done it before, let them tell you their experience and learn from them.
Thank you, Madonna. Many people are asking questions about how to get into tech, but there's an anonymous attendee who wants to know, she wants us to guide her. How does a person know what part of tech to venture into? What part of tech?
Let me say something. What are you excited about? When you wake up, what do you want to do? What do you like? Do you want to solve problems? What kind of problems do you want to solve? When you open your laptop, where do you go to? You know, so it's not, we need to know exactly what you see. Like me, I like money. I tell people that. So I always want to do businesses. Like I can just be sitting and I ask myself, how do I sell this book? You know, it excites me, selling. So I love to sell, right? So what do you love to do? Because you cannot do something that you don't love to do or you don't like to do. You have to, you know, build your career based on what you like. Because at one point you get tired, you get tired, and then your love for the job will keep you going.
Thank you. We have many questions here. We may not be able to take all the questions, but we'll take as many questions as possible. Linda Okechukwu is asking, what difficulty did you experience as a UI UX designer? I think that question is for Jessica, that made you go into product management.
I did not experience any difficulty. I didn't experience any difficulty. I think for me, it was more like I wanted to be in everything, right? I wanted to be in UX. I wanted to also be involved with the building, which is from the engineering side of things. I also wanted to see how people were reacting with us in the marketing aspect of things. So I can't really say I had a problem. I didn't have a problem. I just needed a middle ground that allows me to contribute across all.
Okay. Thank you, Jessica. Hope Sampson from Ms. Gulong, they're asking how they can transition. And I think our panelists have talked about it. You can transition into tech irrespective of your educational background. Just take trainings and certifications and learn from people that are already practicing in the fintech space. Alassane Isaj wants to know, technical capabilities aside, what soft skills would make someone successful in the tech space as a tech sys or a tech bro? So Alassane wants to know the soft skills that would make him successful.
Okay.
Would you want to help with that?
So sorry, Kenny, were you talking to me?
Yes. Would you like
okay.
To
so yeah, I mean, a lot of that has been mentioned, you know, at the session today. My daughter already said, can do spirit. You need to be a problem solver. You need to know how to solve problems, right? So obviously that's one of the soft skills. Obviously, then you also need to work in it within a team. Your teamwork has to be on point because, like I'd already mentioned, it takes a village to build a product. So you need to be able to work with every department, everyone involved in building, you know, this product. So I think those are like the two core skills that you're achieving at. Yes.
Thank you, Habibat. This is an interesting question from a tech bro, Femi Charles Afolabi. He says the tech space defies the normal 9-5 work life, long hours, failing fast, short deadlines. How will the tech sys have a work-life balance in this space? Madonna, can you help?
I think I would answer this particular question. There is nothing like work-life balance. Don't let anybody
Adina, don't scare the prospective texties.
this is 4 a.m. This is almost 6 a.m. my time. I've been awake since 3. So what I mean is there's nothing like time. The work has to be done. It has to be done. You have to find a way to get your, I wanted to use another word, to get your stuff together. You have to find a way to manage your time. You have to find a way to create time for yourself and your family. You have to just incorporate everything. There's nothing like work-life balance. And that's why I say when you're coming into a tech company or a company, culture fit is very important, because some people are transitioning from 9 to 5 and trying to get a job in a tech company. And then your boss is calling you at night and you're like, why is this person calling me by this time? Do you understand? Meanwhile, there are shorter deadlines. You have to fail fast. You have to get up immediately. I mean, my tech guys, my co-founders, they don't sleep, like literally 2-3 hours a day. That's how they do. Every day they are working, we're having meetings at odd hours. So imagine if my husband was not my co-founder. I'm sure by now, we'll be talking about analysis that this business, you have to understand yourself. I don't know. That's how we'll be talking about it. I don't know what they are doing. Are you sure it's work? You get? Trust me. I'm telling you now. If you are coming into this space, there is no work-life balance. Let everybody deceive you.
I'm sorry, Kenny, let me just add to what Madonna said. I do believe that you can achieve balance, right? But you can do that by buying more time. And what do I mean? There are certain things, as you grow in your career, you would have more capacity to buy time. There are certain things that, they're just better outsourced. There are things that you really should not, if you want to have that time to actually develop and grow in this, in this path. There are things that you really cannot just be. You cannot spend your energy and time on things that you just necessarily are as you grow. You have to start outsourcing. And like Madonna said, you need to just learn how to manage your time better. You need to build a support system around yourself. People who understand you, like so many things. Get machines that will do most of, some of, the menial tasks, right? Invest in, buying more time for yourself within this 24 hours, because, cutting time out from your career might be very, very difficult, especially when you're just starting out and, you're not blown and all that. So you need to find a way to actually just do the support system around yourself. And if you're able to achieve that, like majorly, you might be able to find a bit of balance, I think. Yeah.
Thank you, Habibat, because I didn't want participants to be scared into coming into the fintech space. I know it's tough. Yeah. It's a lot of hard work. Mm-hmm. But I don't think it's about the fintech space alone. If you want to grow, because it's very competitive. We have loads of graduates out there. You just need to go the extra mile, if you want to leave your mark. So all the questions about how to get certification, how to read online, please would Hope Samson wants us to drop the link to the platform we listed. So we'll drop the links to this platform right now. And for all the participants that want to know, just get certifications, get skills in any area of tech you're interested in, irrespective of what you've trained for. It doesn't matter. I won't stop you from getting into the tech space. But there's a particular question from Odunola Ainde. So he wants to know, I don't know if we'll be able to answer this question. So what's the future and job probabilities of computer networks? It means CISO, CCNA and other related courses, because it says people don't talk about this part of the tech world at all.
Okay, let me take this, Kenny.
Okay.
First of all, interestingly, I did CCNA certification in uni, and I don't think people don't really talk about it or this part of tech, because like we said over and over again, tech is broad. Maybe because the people that are the noise makers online are the developers, are the designers, those are the ones that are always on Twitter and creating all the buzz. But network is as important. just like design is as important, just like QA is as important, just like every other part is as important, because one cannot work without the other. Even people that are solutions architects and all that. If I am building a product, I also have to think of how the product to communicate, how the network is going to work, how everything. So it is really, really important, and there are job opportunities out there as well. And for the fact that you even mentioned Cisco and CCNA, that means you have some understanding of how that industry, that part of tech works. And I think if you're interested in that, then you should definitely go for it. I didn't like it, so I ran away. But it is very, very important, and there's a future in it, because at least maybe if in future we can do without networks, I don't know, but it doesn't look like it's going anywhere anytime soon. So there's a future in it, there are job opportunities and probabilities in it, and that part of tech is very relevant, and people are talking about it.
Thank you, Motayo. We have loads of questions for Habibat. People that studied law, that are law undergraduates, they want to transition into tech. They want to know the area of tech to go into. I think Habibat talked about it when she was speaking, that every organization needs a legal department. And so lawyers are always, they're critical to the success of any business. But I don't know if you have any special,
Okay.
Apart from the legal.
So I just wanted to say that I had very limited tech experience before joining the tech industry, right? I maybe advised maybe 2 clients in the tech industry. I think one was in Tech and then one was in fintech, but that was in like 2013, 2014. Tech wasn't a big thing at all. We just saw this group of young guys that wanted to do things, and they'll come to us and say, draft this agreement, this collaboration agreement with this bank, or this collaboration agreement with this service provider. We want to be able to, onboard our products on, maybe mobile phones and things like that through the mobile network. And we didn't really understand what they were doing at that time, really, to be honest. And so I had very limited experience. I'd specialized at the time I joined the tech industry, I specialized in the power sector. And so joining tech was really something that just came out of the blue for me. And I can tell you that the transition has been very easy. As long as you're a good lawyer, you're risk aware. I really do think that transitioning into industry is really just about getting additional knowledge about the industry that you're transitioning into. The principles, the basic principles are the same across all the industries and all the sectors, right? So if you want to come into tech, it's fine. Just get to know what area of tech. There are different types of, in tech, you have health tech, you have, payment, fintech, you have so many other aspects of tech. Also within the fintech industry, you also have, the payments fintech, you have the lending fintech, you have the investment fintech. You have different, you have different types of. So you just need to know which of these areas am I coming into, and then you need to read about it. You need to read the regulations, guiding this area. There's so many write-ups on Google. Like Madonna said, Google has to be your best friend. Type in anything and you get, this loads of resources that you can use, right? So it's quite easy. It's not something that is insurmountable. But for young lawyers, I would always say, get a bit of hands-on experience at maybe a law firm. Really, it helps you. It helps you because when you work in a structured environment, especially in a law firm, you would have had the opportunity to understudy a number of lawyers. You've had the opportunity to work on different projects, and so you can multitask. So when you transition in-house, it's easier, rather than just coming in-house directly. But then, if that's also what you want to do, that's fine. As long as you're working within a team that, has the right experience to mentor you. So you're not going into a department where you have absolutely no experience in, in law at all. Yeah. So I hope that answers most of the questions.
Yes, it does. Thank you, Habibat. So a lot of questions for Jessica too. I think you would answer all the questions in answering this question. So Eunice Ologo wants to know, should she study UI UX first before going into product management? Jessica.
So I think it depends on what you want to achieve, right? Product management is really broad. I think right now we won't have like product managers that are just focused on data. We have product managers that are focused on user experience. We have product managers that are all-rounders, right? You have technical product managers who are focused on like the technical part, building and all of that. So it really depends on which aspect of it you want to go in. One of the reasons why I always advise product managers, if you want to be an all-rounder, right? I would say yes, you do need to understand UI UX. If you want to be an all-rounder, you need to understand UI UX, you need to understand a bit about the technicalities of building, like languages. Like Madonna said, she had to learn a bit of some languages just so she can understand people are talking to her, right? You need to actually get some kind of experience in that area as well. You may need to you may also need to start learning a bit about law, which I have started learning, right? Because being an all-rounder kind of person, it's a bit more difficult when you want to be an all-rounder, right? Because you have to learn a little bit of everything. So if you are focused in certain areas, then maybe you might not need the other areas, right? So I would say it depends on which parts, on how you want your product management career to go in, what career path in it, because like the way product management is going, they're having like different subsections under it nowadays.
Thank you, Jessica. Omobambo Yusuf currently works in customer service, and he or she enjoys talking to people, and he wants to know what aspect of tech is befitting for him or her. So I would say solution delivery, product management is good, because for you to be able to come up with solutions to customers' problems, you need to understand them. So I think that'll be good. Jacinta wants to have a fair understanding of data analytics. Amataya, can you help with that?
Yes, data analytics is very, very broad. It's basically taking information, data on particular things, and being able to bring out deductions based on it. You know, for instance, if you're able to see that every Friday transactions on, payments are increased, you can then, gather all the data to support it, to say people spend more on Friday, and there's a lot more to it. I'm not a data analyst, so I wouldn't be able to give like proper detailed insight into it, but it is very broad. It's basically taking information and being able to make sense of that for people, and then based off of that sense, being able to make recommendations. So you can then say, because transactions or people spend more on Fridays, so therefore we have to go ahead to do this and do this to help with their spending, or to ensure that this doesn't happen during those periods and all that. So that's a bit. But I think this person should definitely go and do some more research and speak to people that are data analysts currently, that are working in that field and that are experienced, that will be able to give them more insights.
Thank you so much, Amataya. Okay, go ahead, Madonna, please.
Let me add to what Amataya has said. So today, I think ThankUCash, what we do is help businesses understand their data, meaning that customers come into their stores, right? And these businesses don't know exactly who these customers are or how much they spend. They just know that they are getting money in their bank accounts. So what we did is that we created a software that will just, every time you come in, we know that customer A came in, customer A spent 10,000, he came the next day, spent 2,000, came the next day, spent 5,000. So tomorrow, that business owner can say, this guy has been coming for 5 times, so I want to give this guy something for always coming, right? Now, if the guy does not show up, maybe after 1 month, because he has been seeing that, oh, this guy has been coming, but after 2 months, the guy did not show up again, right? He can call up the guy. What have we done? Sorry, what have we done? What have we done? Right? We've created data. We've created data for this business. So we've helped him analyze his business, analyze his customers, analyze his sales. So data analytics is just more of, like Tayo said, accumulating data of different touch points. Do you want to understand transaction, how much people are spending? Do you want to understand how many customers are coming to your store? What do you want to achieve? Do you want to know how many emails, like MailChimp, how many emails you sent, how many opened, how many responded, like customer engagement platforms? You want to know how many people you called, how many, that's analyzing data. basically. So every business has that tool or needs that tool to say, I want to be able to understand what is happening in my business, or I want to understand my customers, or I want to just understand my sale. Even when you go to Expensify, when you spend, how much am I spending? You know, it comes up and there's this graph to tell you, you spent too much money this week, or slow down. I wish there's somewhere that would say slow down. You know, I just thought about it. That is analytics. So if you want to go into analytics or data science, there are a lot of courses to take, a lot. You know, management courses, analytic courses, and all that. I think you should focus on Udemy and Coursera. If I go to Google, just type, I want to be a data scientist. I want to be, you know, I use Google a lot. I want to be a data analyst. So it will pop up. But like I said, and Tayo said, it's more on accumulating data of different things that you want to, different touch points. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madonna. I'm afraid we won't be able to take any more questions. There are lots of questions in the chat box, but most of them are tied to how participants can get training, the platforms to go to, and how they can transition into tech. And I believe our panelists have answered all these questions. We would also, so there are also questions about the recording of the session. Yes, we'll send it to you tomorrow. We'll send to all the participants of this event. Thank you so much, our wonderful panelists. You've given us so much information. You've made the discussion so robust. I've enjoyed it, and I hope our participants have enjoyed it too. Thank you so much for the value you brought today. And thank you so much, participants, for registering for this session and for attending the webinar. We hope that we've been able to help you, we've been able to guide you and impart some reasonable knowledge into you. Women make up half of our society, and a society where women are successful and independent is a prosperous one. In the words of Michelle Obama, there is no limit to what we as women can accomplish. So with what you've learned today, start taking those courses, empowering yourselves, and sending out those application letters. Women run the world. Happy International Women's Day. See you on the next edition of Accelerex Tech Live. Thank you so much. Bye for now.
Thank you, everyone. Happy International Women's Day.
Bye.
Go girls.
Having us.
Power.
Bye, guys.
Matt, Madonna, Jessica, thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.